Tonight on CTV News at 6. Multiple people are displaced.
Just kind of some smoke and stuff, but luckily everybody was there quickly on time. The firefighters did a good job.
A firefighter is hurt after a blaze in Blind River, with residents of Matagami First Nation not able to return home just yet.
The only ones left behind are essentials like the firefighters, the naps, and my water plant operator.
The wildfire south of Timmins is still out of control. And sneak peek.
In August, there will be doors, glass doors, which separate the elementary from the high school.
Ontario's education minister is among those getting a look inside a new school in Parry Sound.
CTV News at 6 with Tony Ryma and Rick Wyman with weather.
Good evening. So glad you're with us. On this Monday, one person is dead following a crash involving a commercial motor vehicle and a passenger vehicle west of Hearst. OPP say the collision happened just before 7 this morning on Highway 11 in Clave Township. A second person has been transported to hospital. Provincial police say traffic on Highway 11 westbound in Hearst is open to passenger vehicles but closed to transports. They also say Highway 11 is shut down from Highway 631 to Long Lac to all traffic. A man has pleaded guilty to second-degree murder in the death of a Timmins woman. 57-year-old Paula Millette was killed March 18, 2025. The court heard 39-year-old Dale Head visited Millette that morning. The two used cocaine before becoming involved in an altercation. He left the residence but returned later with a friend after becoming concerned when she did not answer his calls. They found Millette dead and Head's friend contacted police. Head was initially charged with first-degree murder. The charge was later reduced to second-degree murder. The accused will be sentenced September 29th. Two people have been charged after an assault in Timmins. Around 6 p.m. Friday, police were called to Hollinger Park after witnesses saw a person being assaulted. The victim was taken to hospital with serious non-life-threatening injuries. A 62-year-old man and a 44-year-old woman were charged in the assault. And an update on the sudden death in Timmins we told you about Friday night. Police say foul play is not suspected and the investigation is ongoing. A firefighter was taken to hospital after battling a blaze in Blind River over the weekend. Multiple residents are also displaced and some area business owners are left picking up the pieces. CTV's Amanda Hicks reports.
It was just before 5 a.m. Sunday when the Blind River Fire Department was called to a multi-use building on Woodward Avenue. The fire chief says 17 firefighters and 5 apparatus responded to the blaze.
One of the apartments was fully involved, and then the fire just progressed from there. So we managed to knock it down fairly quickly. One of the main concerns with older structures in blocks like that is ensuring that we're protecting the other buildings as well.
Just kind of some smoke and stuff, but luckily everybody was there quickly on time. The firefighters did a good job.
Belair says all occupants were able to get out of the building safely. However, one firefighter was taken to hospital as a precaution.
Very happy to say that he was released shortly thereafter and was resting with his family. Damages
are pegged at $500,000. Belair adds 4 businesses have been impacted and roughly 5 residents are displaced. A business owner who did not want to appear on camera told CTV News that they will likely need to relocate due to the amount of smoke damage.
Our people come first, our buildings come second, but our downtown is very important to us, and I really, really feel for the people that are impacted, the business owners as well as the recipients of their business. Everyone is affected when something like this happens in a small town.
Belair says it is believed that the fire started in one of the upstairs units. He adds it is not being treated as suspicious at this time and that the cause is still under investigation. Amanda Hicks, CTV News, Blind River.
The large wildfire known as Timmins 9 continues to threaten Matagami First Nation, but there is good news for Go Gamma. CTV's Angela Gemmel has the latest.
Still not under control, Timmins 9 does remain held at 3,100 hectares. Forest fire crews from the Ministry of Natural Resources continue to work to suppress the flames.
2 medium helicopters continue to bucket over the priority areas of the fire, supporting crews on the ground. Heavy equipment is working along the eastern flank of the fire perimeter. closest to Highway 144. More heavy equipment is being deployed today to help support the fire operations.
There's also construction of a helipad underway to support the MNR's fire suppression efforts. The fire is no longer threatening the town of Gogama, but remains 7 kilometers west of Matagami First Nation. The fire chief of Matagami says residents who were evacuated to Barrie last week likely won't be returning anytime this week.
The only ones left behind are essentials like the firefighters, the naps, and my water plant operator. We're keeping busy. We're all in good spirits. And we're bracing, getting prepped in case it does cross and threaten our community.
Fire suppression equipment has been installed throughout the First Nation.
We're currently marking values and setting up sprinklers on those values in the area, as well as the cottages within our proximity.
Weather has been both a help and a hindrance for Timmins 9. Rain over the weekend helped keep the fire from growing, but today's hot, dry, windy conditions meant for hot spots.
With some precipitation coming in the next couple days from Tuesday to Wednesday, that will definitely help with our crews and help diminish the hazard, which will definitely help us get some headway.
According to the MNR, there have already been 152 fires to date this season across Ontario, which compares to 170 throughout all of last year. Meanwhile, the MNR says there are 3 active fires in the Sudbury district, but all 3 are either under control or being held. Angela Gemmell, CTV News, Sudbury.
With summer weather here, so is construction season. East of the Soo, a significant stretch of road is getting refreshed with a major price tag attached. CTV's Corey Nordstrom has more.
Ontario's Minister of Transportation was in Echo Bay speaking to his government's latest investment in northern roads. Resurfacing is now underway for nearly 17 kilometers of the Trans-Canada between Echo Bay and Highway 548, with a handful of bridges also being repaired, a cost of roughly $53 million.
When we do these, it is to continue to bring these parts of the highway, the road, into good repair, and when you have that, you have a smoother ride, less opportunity and less chance for unfortunate incidences.
For residents of Echo Bay and other nearby towns on the highway, the roadwork is critical for another reason.
We all have potholes, we have rough roads, but the economic impact this will have on our motels, our restaurants, it's great. People here, like the minister said earlier, good paying jobs, and the people that are here for the next 6 months are going to spend money in the area, so it's great for our economic developments.
These funds are part of $600 million the province has earmarked to expand and repair transportation infrastructure in the north.
We're investing new portable message signs to provide drivers with better real-time information on weather conditions and highway closures. We're upgrading northern rest areas and expanding year-round truck parking capacity. And we're continuing important highway widening projects across the north.
This funding targets a stretch of highway that has already been twinned by the province. That didn't stop Echo Bay's mayor from speaking directly with Ontario's transport minister on twinning further stretches of the Trans-Canada throughout the north.
It certainly is a big issue with all the people that live here, but it's also very important for Canada's future. If we're going to be a sovereign country that we're talking about, we need to upgrade our transportation systems. It's that simple.
Corey Nordstrom, CTV News, Echo Bay.
Well, it's still a warm one out there. Temperatures are above seasonal. However, the clouds are going to roll in and the rain is coming. Here's CTV's Rick Wyman to tell us more. Rick.
And so is the heat, Tony. There's a heat warning for Moosonee beginning tomorrow and continuing until Thursday. So again, temperatures right now, I believe it's 31, 32 degrees in Moosonee. We'll find out more with our currents, our systems map. Of course, courtesy of Environment Canada, you can see that system moving in. Low pressure system will have some wet weather, Tony, for the duration of the week, and a bit of a cool down, oddly enough, coming up just in time for the weekend. For Saturday and Sunday, you'll see a drop in temperatures, but we've got high humidex readings for the next couple of days and some precipitation. It'll be wet and slightly uncomfortable. Back to you.
Thanks for that, Rick. It was behind schedule, but now it's open. Still to come on CTV News at 6. We take you to Parry Sound and a new school. And speaking of Parry Sound, This live webcam is of the Point Pleasant Marina. This shot is courtesy of Northern Creations. It's 23 degrees in Parry Sound. We're back in just a few minutes.
When you see it happen, send it to CTV News. Text 10400 from your screen to ours. Text 10400.
Ontario's Education Minister and local politicians took a tour of the new kindergarten to grade 12 school in Parry Sound today. CTV's Madison Merrier was there.
Despite delays, controversy, and the Minister of Education, Paul Culinary, taking over the Near North District School Board, the new mega school in Parry Sound opened its doors today to mixed reviews from students.
I'm excited to get into the new school, and hopefully it'll be nicer and we won't have any problems. It's cool that we have like a new school and everything, but right now at this moment is not the best. I mean, we have exams not next week. Like, they moved us during review week, really, and I don't think that's the smartest decision.
While some find it disruptive, the school's principal says opening early will allow for the demolition of the old Parry Sound High School in order to build the recess area. Culinary adds there are still a few things that need to be completed before the junior students start next fall.
In August, there will be doors, glass doors, which separate the elementary from the high school.
I'm confident that things will be ready to go and that work will continue over the summertime to make sure that that happens.
Before students arrived at the school, Culinary and local politicians toured the building, and they say they're happy to see the growth from their last visit.
There was a huge deficiency list that was looming over the building, and they seem to have corrected an awful lot of things, and I mean, it's amazing.
40% of the province's students are under the control of the Ministry of Education and supervisors, and we're seeing how quickly they can move. And this is a classic example. This board right here, this place was a hot mess. This board 6 months ago. And here we are 6 months later.
The school has room for more than 1,080 students, and currently there are more than 1,020 students enrolled for 2025-2026. Culinary says the next 5 years are expected to be under capacity, and the school has plenty of surplus for years to come. Madison Merrier, CTV News, Parry Sound.
More than 24 protesters rallied outside Nipissing MPP Vic Fideli's office this morning, demanding more hospital funding.
Hospital cuts must go!
Data from a report by the Canadian Centre for Policy Alternatives found that ER wait times skyrocketed at the North Bay Hospital between 2020-21 and 24-25 during provincial underfunding. The Canadian Union of Public Employees says the 40 job cuts at the hospital last year to save millions of dollars are now affecting the hospital.
Next year with inflation, I believe our numbers, now I don't have this in writing from the hospital, is somewhere in the 7.5 to 8.2% or 8.2 million for the next year. So that's going to be a problem because the members here in North Bay, the public are going to see those cuts. They're going to be waiting longer in the ER.
When people come to the hospital, this is their last resort, really. And if they give up in despair because the wait is just unconscionably long, then that is a setback for them.
In a statement to CTV News, Vic Fideli writes that since 2018, the Ontario government has increased funding for the North Bay Regional Health Centre by over 35%. Demonstrators were also out front of the Canadore College Parry Sound campus today in response to the college's decision to close its doors. Rally-goers were urging Canadore to reverse its decision and keep the facility in Parry Sound open after the school announced the closure last month. Students currently enrolled will get to finish their studies, but staff will be let go as it winds down operations.
Whether it's for the medical sector or for the trade sector, that's what it was built for, that's what it's here for. And however that all comes out, we cannot abandon our responsibility to educate our local community.
The school says the federal government's new foreign student limits are driving the cutbacks. In a statement, Canadore College says it understands the decision is disappointed for many, but says its priority is supporting students successfully complete their studies. High school students in Sudbury hit the trails with officers from Greater Sudbury Police, the OPP and MNR today as part of an all-terrain vehicle safety awareness program. As ATVs continue to gain in popularity, Confederation Secondary School continues to work with police on the safety initiative. There was an in-class education component before the students ventured out on a 50-kilometer ride to test what they learned. Police say there's an ongoing need to focus on safety.
These vehicles can be very dangerous depending on how you operate them. They can be a lot of fun, but also very dangerous. You can tip them easily, you can get off the trail. So it's all about just paying attention, driving sober, and just keeping an eye on what you're doing.
You know, you can easily roll a quad or flip a side-by-side, so there's definitely a lot of injuries that can happen, and just got to be careful with where you're going and watch your speed.
Making sure that they're riding at proper speeds, that they have their gear. If they were to break down, how they're able to go maybe overlook their ATVs and get the supports they need to be able to fix them on the fly and get home safely. And I think that's the key, right? Every ride is all about leaving and then having fun, but doing it safely and everyone returning safely as well.
The Rainbow District School Board says the program is designed to build awareness among young people to foster safe use, promote respectful riding, and prevent possible injuries or harm. Ontario Premier Doug Ford is in Washington for meetings with top American politicians and business leaders. Ford posting on social media this afternoon that he kicked off his trip by meeting with Canada's ambassador to the U.S., Mark Wiseman, talking about how they can work together to make the case for tariff-free trade in North America. During 2 days of meetings, Premier Ford's office says he will continue to make the case against American tariffs and protectionism. In an op-ed in the Financial Post, Ford says Ontario is the economic engine of Canada and a critical partner to the United States, adding Ontario supplies essentials that Americans rely on every day, including critical minerals and rare earths, electricity, uranium, manufacturing inputs, food and health products that support U.S. families, factories, and defense industries. Back now for a check on your current conditions. Here's Rick.
Interesting night. We've got some humidex readings right across the northeast as well. Some people are bearing the heat. It's going to get wet over the course of the next couple of days. But first, we present our current temperatures as you are about to see. Let's begin in Moosonee, where a heat warning will be in effect tomorrow through Thursday. It's already 32 in Moosonee, sunny skies. Cochrane 29, Timmins 29 as well, all with the sunshine. 30 in sunny skies in Kapuskasing. And as well, Hearst for this evening as well. We can't forget Hearst. I was told over the weekend, don't forget the temperature in Hearst. 30 degrees this hour, 28 in Chapleau, 21 mainly sunny in Wawa, 24 Sault Ste. Marie with sunny skies. Mainly sunny in Parry Sound this evening. Nice drive at 23 degrees, 25 in North Bay, sunny skies, 28 sunshine. Temiskaming Shores, 28 Kirkland Lake, and some sun and cloud Greater Sudbury, 25 Espanola, 23 Elliott Lake, and 23 in Gore Bay. Your 7-day forecast and the pick of the day, Tony, coming up just minutes away.
Thanks so much for that, Rick. Swearing in ceremony next on CTV News at 6. A former Supreme Court Justice, Louise Arbour, becomes Canada's 31st Governor General. And the federal government is giving millions to help Canadian airlines deal with fuel costs. Well, Canada has a new Governor General.
You, Louise Arbour, solemnly affirm that you will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty King Charles III, King of Canada, his heirs and successors.
I do.
Louise Arbour was sworn in today as the 31st Governor General. Her resume includes sitting as one of Canada's top judges, prosecuting war criminals, and fighting for human rights. After the swearing in and signing 3 oaths, the former Supreme Court Justice thanked Prime Minister Mark Carney and her predecessor, former Governor General Mary Simon.
I want to thank Prime Minister Carney and His Majesty King Charles III for entrusting me with the opportunity to serve another great Canadian institution in this new role over the coming years. I also wish to thank the Right Honourable Mary Simon for her remarkable service.
Canadians entrust the Governor General to defend our institutions, to uphold our core values of liberty, fairness, solidarity, and sustainability. To represent our ambition to build a stronger, fairer country for all. These duties call for sound judgment, deep learning, and an unwavering commitment to the rule of law, the very principles on which our new Governor General, Her Excellency Louise Arbour, has built her exceptional career.
Carney appointed Arbour in May as Governor General. She will serve as Commander-in-Chief of the Canadian Armed Forces, carry out constitutional duties, and represent Canada at home and abroad. Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre is in Calgary today, calling for Canadians to unite to ease the separatist sentiment in Alberta.
The problems that we need to fix are easily fixable. And what I would say is listen carefully to the concerns of those who are saying they want to leave. And you will find that they do not have a problem with their fellow Canadians, or even with Canada itself. They have a problem with the federal government. We don't need a different country in Alberta. We need different government policies in Ottawa.
Poilievre is promoting Alberta to stay in Canada while moving for Ottawa to find ways to address the concerns of separatists. He says unblocking resources and pipelines, respecting firearms owners, locking up criminals, and respecting provincial autonomy are some of the ways Albertans can regain hope. With a fragile ceasefire being tested in the Middle East region, the markets have remained steady. But as oil and gas prices continue to fluctuate, Ottawa has announced a program to help the airlines cope with high fuel prices. CTV's Annie Bergeron-Oliver takes us through the relief package and how it will work.
Ahead of a busy travel season, the federal government is offering airlines a boost to help offset the impact of turbulent oil prices.
This is an important step, an important signal from the federal government that they are watching this situation closely and that they're willing to put some money on the table to prevent difficulties from taking place in the Canadian airline industry.
Experts say domestic ticket prices in Canada have gone up at least 15% since the war in Iran began. In late April, U.S. Gulf Coast jet fuel hit $4.34 USD a gallon. Now it's fallen to around $3.50 a gallon, still well above the pre-war price where it hovered around $2.
It will take some time for things to go back to normal. Even if the Strait of Hormuz reopens this month, it's going to take time for ships to travel back to it and then the oil from the Middle East to hit global markets.
The Finance Department says that's why they're offering airlines up to $150 million in repayable loans to provide stability and to ensure continued reliable flight access for Canadian air travelers.
The marketplace will drive airline behavior. This strategy of $150 million with strings attached is not going to be enough to drive the airline behavior.
The Conservatives, though, doubt this plan that, similar to what Ottawa offered airlines during the pandemic, will help passengers.
The consumer is never the one that gets the benefit from any of these government bailouts. They are not fixing the crux of the problem.
Airlines who choose to apply for these loans will have to agree to limit executive compensation and to maintain Canadian operations. But the exact details, according to finance officials, will be up for negotiation. Annie Bergeron-Oliver, CTV News, Ottawa.
To the Middle East, where Israel and Iran traded fire in their first attack since the U.S. struck a ceasefire with Tehran 2 months ago. The Iranian military said today that it was halting offensive operations. Israel's prime minister implied the current round of fighting is over, but said that further Iranian attacks would be met with force. The renewed hostilities have raised concerns that the Middle East could be plunged back into a full-scale war. But now Israel is also saying it has stopped its attacks after an appeal from U.S. President Donald Trump to, quote, stop the shooting. Meantime, Trump stormed out of an interview with NBC's Meet the Press host Kristen Welker. After answering questions about his Iran war strategy, Trump got upset when asked about his unfounded claims of election fraud.
Your elections are crooked, and you're crooked, and Meet the Press is crooked, and so is ABC and CBS and CNN.
But Mr. President,
you're one-sided crooked networks. All right, let's call it quits because I've had enough. Thank you, darling. Have a good time.
Mr. President, let's please. I traveled all the way to Wisconsin.
I've sat in the rain with you.
I know.
I've sat in the rain with you for an hour, on and off in the rain. and I've given you enough time, you ought to straighten out your press, because you know what? A country can never be great with a dishonest
Listen,
press.
we
Come on,
traveled
let's go.
all the way to Wisconsin for this interview.
The interview, recorded Friday, was conducted on a farm in Wisconsin where Trump was addressing farmers. The tone escalated again over questions about Trump's proposed taxpayer-funded program to compensate people he believes were victims of partisan prosecution under former President Joe Biden. He said the media and Biden, quote, destroyed people. And there's more news still ahead, but first, here's your full weather forecast with Rick.
Okay, I'll try to be a little positive here after hearing that dialogue from President Trump. So here we go. It's going to rain. It's going to cool things off. It should help the fire hazard over the course of the next couple of days. So that is a good thing. We've got a system moving in again from the lower Great Lakes, and we've got precipitation in the forecast for anywhere from 4 to 6 days. So that's where it stands right now, at least according to Environment Canada. That could conceivably change, hopefully for the better. Overnight conditions, a few clouds in Sudbury, Sault Ste. Marie, increasing cloud, clear skies in Timmins, Temiskaming Shores, a few clouds in North Bay, also a few clouds. Heat warning in effect as of tomorrow through Thursday in Moosonee, a few clouds, increasing cloud cap Hearst, chance of showers, Wawa, Gore Bay, a few clouds, and Parry Sound, clear skies. Here we go now with your 7-day numbers. Sudbury, Nickel Belt, afternoon showers, 27, risk of a thunderstorm, chance of showers for no less than Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Wow, that's quite a streak, but you'll notice a change in temperature by Saturday, 23 and 21 as things cool down. Meanwhile, in the Sioux, some rain tomorrow, 5 to 10 millimeters, and 20 to 30 by tomorrow evening. 20 your high. Wednesday, sun and cloud, 27. Chance of showers Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Again, 30% Thursday, Friday, and 40% Saturday, back down to 30 with a temperature of only 19 come Sunday. So a much cooler Sunday compared to what we experienced yesterday. Timmins, Cochrane, Kapuskasing, chance of showers 60% at 28. Chance of showers Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, all at 40%. 30% Saturday and Sunday, and much cooler, 21 and 20 for the weekend. Your normal, around 21, so almost bang on. How about Temiskaming Shores and Kirkland Lake? Mainly sunny tomorrow, Humidex reading of 32. 29 your high, 26 Wednesday, 30 on Thursday with a chance of showers. More of the same Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and dropping off to 22 Saturday and 19 Sunday. So again, change in temperature, change in conditions as well, and a reduction in that Humidex beginning tomorrow and ending by the weekend. I'll look now at North Bay and West Nipissing. Increasing cloud tomorrow, then the rain will start. 28 your high. Wednesday, chance of showers. More of the same on Thursday at 29, then getting cooler. Friday, chance of showers. Saturday and Sunday, chance of showers at 30%. Only 21 by Sunday. Again, that's your normal for around this time of weather. Let's move on to our pick of the day. I want to see this pick one more time. Wow, the hummingbird. Looking for a feed. Great capture right there by Catherine Stevens, St. Joseph Island. Thank you so much for that, Catherine. Always appreciated. June is Pride Month, and in North Bay, they mark the occasion with the flag raising. We'll take you there coming up right after the break.
Health officials in the north are issuing reminders that some people could be impacted by rising temperatures more than others. Algoma Public Health says older adults, infants, young children, and those taking certain medications could be affected by the heat. They say there is a higher risk of heat-related illnesses since warmer temperatures can arrive quickly. Officials say drink plenty of water, avoid too much time in the sun, and wear loose-fitting, light-colored clothing.
To make sure that we're protecting ourselves, because nothing's going to ruin a summer vacation or a nice beautiful day more than getting sunburn, sunstroke, things like that. So it's just keeping all those pieces in mind, not trying to to ruin the summer fun, just trying to do it safely. That's all.
And health officials are asking people to check on friends and family who may be susceptible to heat-related illnesses. Well, a major project is underway in Ottawa to create a welcome center at Parliament Hill. CTV's Natalie Van Roy takes us behind the scenes for an update on the renovations in the nation's capital.
A look at the massive hole being dug on Parliament Hill. usually hidden away from the public as major construction continues on the centre block and a new Parliament Welcome Centre.
Certainly the largest and most complex heritage rehabilitation of its kind in Canada and actually maybe even in the world.
The project kicked off in 2018 and is currently scheduled to be completed in a few years, with a price tag ranging between $4.5 to $5 billion.
I have a theatre.
On Sunday, the public getting a peek behind the curtain as the project is usually blocked by steel scaffolding.
I actually traveled here from Toronto to see Doors Open Ottawa. I've seen it in non-construction times, the first time seeing it actually, what it looks like with the construction on.
It's a complex site with a focus on restoration, modernization, and maintaining tradition, piquing people's interest.
The history, the architectural decisions, how they're modernizing it for, the new century compared to when it was built.
Parliament's restoration reaches up to 2 stories underground. Experts on site to describe the methods used during the work.
The most fascinating was also seeing how they're using some of the old technologies for this. So we saw the tools that they're carving with.
Work continues every day.
Between 800 and 900 workers on site every day. So construction is going as anticipated, with many challenges here and there because it is a complex task.
And those getting a peek, taking pictures and making memories. Natalie Van Roy, CTV News.
Over 30 people within the Pride community and their allies joined in solidarity at North Bay City Hall this morning. City officials, members of City Council, North Bay Police, and the 2S LGBTQ+ community helped raise the Pride flag. June is Pride Month, a chance to celebrate diversity and reflect on the achievements made. Some events planned throughout the month include a drag reading at the library, and Out Loud is hosting a Pride in the Park celebration. Gateway Pride Collective is also planning a march or parade for September.
What that signals to people in the community, whether they are part of the queer community or an ally or neither, it shows we're here, we belong here, that we are part of this city, we are part of this community, and everyone is valued.
According to Statistics Canada, more than 1.5 million people 15 or older report being a part of the 2S LGBTQ+ community. High school students from across the country competed in a culinary challenge over the weekend. It was all to learn valuable life skills and get the chance to represent Canada on the global stage. CTV's Sweeta Rassi has more.
For these high school students, every second counts. 5 teams from different schools are competing in La Table des Chefs National Final. 4 from Quebec, 1 all the way from Manitoba.
These are the 5 best schools in the country.
La Table des Chefs is a free after-school program in more than 300 schools across Canada. It teaches young people how to cook and how to tackle food insecurity by making the most of every ingredient.
20 minutes left.
But spokesperson Ricardo says it's more than just cooking. It's also about building life skills such as problem solving and self-confidence.
Maybe they're not the top in the class in math or French or whatever, but here they're the top.
On the menu today, fish and a smoothie. Time's up. Now it's out of their hands as a panel of judges decides who comes out on top. The winner, Gordon Bell High School from Winnipeg. For one 16-year-old, this program has helped a lot.
So right now, if my parents leave me for a while, I'm not feeding on chips or noodles or something like that. I'm having proper meals.
The team won the national title last year as well, and now they're heading to Paris to face off the French team once more.
The French humbled us, so this time we respect everybody and we're aiming for the revenge.
As they get ready to sharpen their skills and their knives. Sweeta Rassi, CTV News.
It's a choreographed routine. Still ahead on CTV News at 6. We head to Manitoulin Island, where line dancing is seeing a resurgence.
clothing consideration provided by
Fashion Fair. Beautiful clothing for today's woman, where quality makes the difference.
Manitoulin Island is finding its rhythm as a classic pastime is seeing a resurgence. The Nimi line dancers hosted a weekend workshop that saw 40 people travel from all corners of the island. The group's weekly classes have grown, jumping from just 10 regulars to a full house. The group attributes that boom to embracing fresh genres of music. The dance doesn't need a partner, and the group's efforts to get out into the community regularly.
Not everybody likes country music, so now there's been kind of a gradual move to different genres of music, pop, rock, hip hop kind of thing. So we're expanding. I think internationally it's expanding to different age groups.
And organizers say they're hoping to host a workshop every year. As the World Cup approaches, expect to be inundated with commercials from official FIFA sponsors. But as CTV's John Woodward reports, there are guerrilla marketing campaigns trying to hitch a ride on the event's momentum, large and small.
Our screen will be in front of the mural.
Susan Puff is getting ready to turn this parking lot into a soccer watch party in a few days.
That will be on Friday with Team Canada, so we hope everybody comes and cheers them on.
The Broadview Danforth Business Improvement Association's poster says cheer on Team Canada, but there are some words you don't see.
We're not allowed to use those two words, and I can't even say them in this interview. So you will have to say them.
Okay, I'll say it. The words are World and Cup, trademarks that FIFA is jealously guarding because its sponsorship revenue is worth billions.
They're typically huge companies, first of all, because you have to remember a FIFA sponsorship at the highest level, let's say a Coca-Cola, for example, might be anywhere from $150 to $200 million.
But there are other businesses trying for publicity as well. Tim Hortons is just celebrating its soccer heritage. Canadian airline Air Transat has poked fun at sky-high ticket prices, comparing them to actual flights. A campaign that's taken off, says creator Rafik Belmesk.
When there's a big event like this, it's important for brands to capitalize on some of the momentum that's happening on the field and some of the conversations that the fans are having.
Metrolink's offering a limited edition soccer Presto card. Vancouver's TransLink agency selling out of its soccer ball-shaped transit passes. And pot shop Cosmic Charlie's on Toronto's Queen Street West isn't selling a World Cup trophy bong. They're saying,
we have our championship bong.
How close can I fly to the sun without getting my wings burned off?
Trademark lawyer Mei Cheng says these efforts are often tongue-in-cheek, but cross the line and the cease and desist letters will come.
They're inviting trouble, if I can put it that way.
Well,
trouble Susan Puff wants to avoid.
We've been creative, we've got a great plan, and everybody's going to have fun.
She knows that even if the words World Cup aren't on the poster, the fans will understand. John Woodward, CTV News.
4 days to go until Canada welcomes its first ever FIFA World Cup games. BC Place Stadium in Vancouver underwent a number of upgrades and renovations to get ready for the games. And as CTV's Andrew Johnson tells us, all that work didn't come cheap.
The province has spent close to $200 million bringing this 43-year-old venue up to World Cup standards. But one of the most noticeable differences can be seen outside. Airport-style security. Media today passed through one of the checkpoints that will greet tens of thousands of fans on the weekend. Getting into the building is going to take time, but the head of the venue says they believe they can fill the stadium in under an hour.
We're encouraging people to get here early. We're opening the gates 3 hours before kickoff.
Many of those fans will be arriving on foot after taking transit with the streets around the stadium closed to traffic. At field level, crews are maintaining the multi-million-dollar grass that was grown in BC's Fraser Valley. UV grow lights are in place, and there is also tightly controlled in-ground irrigation.
Right now, the roof, we like to keep it open on non-match days. It helps the growth of the grass to get as much natural light and air circulation around the pitch. But likely on match days, it will be closed just to create that consistent environment, in particular for broadcast television.
The team areas are also ready to go.
This will be Canada's dressing room for their first match here in Vancouver.
More than 50,000 fans are expected to fill these seats Saturday in front of a worldwide audience of 130 million when Turkey takes on Australia. Andrew Johnson, CTV News, Vancouver.
And Sports Illustrated has released a list of best host cities for the FIFA World Cup, and both of Canada's venues made the top of the list. The city of Vancouver has been named to the top spot, with Seattle and Toronto rounding out the top three. Sports Illustrated highlighted Toronto's multiculturalism and the location of Toronto Stadium as highlights. 16 cities are hosting World Cup games in Canada, the United States, and Mexico. Hound Power Incorporated, the Soo Greyhounds charitable organization, made some major donations in the community. Hound Power handed out more than $500,000 to 10 local organizations, including Big Brothers Big Sisters, Special Olympics, and the Royal Canadian Legion Poppy Campaign. The organization also handed out some big checks to support local hockey. The Soo Pee-wee, Women's, and Major Hockey Associations shared nearly $180,000. The money was raised over the course of the Greyhound seasons through 50-50 draws and jersey auctions, as well as other fundraising initiatives. Movie and music news now. Here's David Daniel with this evening's Hollywood Minute.
But seeing you tonight, I remembered I loved you. Came back when it mattered, I saw you.
Taylor Swift's Toy Story 5 song, I Knew It, I Knew You, is breaking records. The tune is Spotify's most streamed country song in a single day by a female artist ever. On Apple Music, it's already the biggest country single of the year. Toy Story 5 opens in theaters June 19th.
It occurs to you that you must have been very, very good in a previous life or something.
Bill Nye has joined the John Wick universe. According to The Hollywood Reporter, the actor has been cast in the John Wick spin-off Kane. Donnie Yen, who played the blind assassin by that name in John Wick 4, is directing and starring in the film, which is now in production in Hong Kong and Budapest. A major milestone for the Super Mario Galaxy movie. The animated hit is the first film released this year to top $1 billion in worldwide grosses. That's almost 10 times its reported budget of $110 million. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
A new report shows the price of rent in Canada continued to decline on a year-over-year basis last month. According to Rentals.ca and Urban Nation, the average asking rent for May dropped 4.7% to roughly $2,000. That's down roughly $100 from the previous year and marks the 20th consecutive annual decline. The analysis shows annual apartment rent decreases were concentrated in the largest provinces, led by Ontario, BC, and Alberta. For the second time in a decade, Ottawa is offering financial support to Canadian Airlines. BNN Bloomberg's Mirella Fernandez has more.
The last time airlines got help was when they essentially shut down during COVID. Now they face spiking fuel prices, which is why Ottawa is offering aid. Each carrier will be able to borrow $150 million. The higher fuel prices have forced airlines to drop some routes and raise fees. Now there are some guidelines. The airlines would have to agree to restrict dividends and executive compensation, as well as keep Canadian employees on the job. Here are the closing numbers for the day. Canadian dollars up to 71.67. West Texas Intermediate is up to 91.30. Western Canadian Select is down to 74.82. And the TSX gained 65 points today. Those are your business headlines. I'm Mirella Fernandez.
Here are the current prices for some key commodities we watch. Gold is up $1.54, closing the day at $43.30.29 US an ounce. Silver moved forward 35 cents. Copper dropped 7 cents, and nickel down 6 cents, ending the day at $8.35 US a pound. And Rick is back now for one last look at your Tuesday weather.
Showers in the forecast for the next couple of days. Tony, let's take a look at some of those temperatures and conditions. 27 afternoon showers in Greater Sudbury. Again, the risk of the thunderstorm activity running right through the northeast. More of the same in Timmins. 28 afternoon showers. 5 to 10 millimeters in the Sioux at 20. Risk of a thunderstorm and more rain tomorrow evening. 20 to 30 millimeters. North Bay 28. Humidex reading of 30. Increasing cloud Parry Sound. Risk of a thunderstorm at 28 and 29 in Temiskaming Shores. Humidex reading of 32. Hot and humid. Tony, back to you.
Thanks for that, Rick. And finally for us, dozens of restaurants from across the country gathered in Ottawa yesterday for the second annual Shawarma Fest.
The final result is 2,400.
That was a representative from Guinness World Records letting the crowd know they officially created the longest line of shawarma. The popular Shawarma Fest took place in the Byward Market in Ottawa. Restaurants competed for the best tasting shawarma. A chain based out of Montreal took the top prize, followed up by Ottawa favorites Three Brothers and Shawarma Palace. The big win, however, was the new world record. And folks, thanks for watching CTV News at 6. I'm Tony Ryma. More news comes your way at 11:30 with Ian Campbell. Good night, folks.